Hey VC, what's going on? Nothing consistent here except for inconsistency. This is Zonkman coming back at you again. It's been a little while since I said I was back. Um, Drink a little here. Said I was going on my trip. I went on a trip, and now that's been all the way back like mid-September. So I went on a trip mid-September to Iowa, and of course the uncle's out there. And when we go visit the uncle, this is the second time he's went crazy, giving me records out of his collection, and it just keeps getting crazier. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. Enough dragging here and there, but I'll talk a little bit more about my trip in the video. We're going to start. This is just stuff that he's had for years out of his collection. Boom, the Zonkman. Gets Derek and the Dominoes. Layla. It's a nice gatefold, of course, 2LP. Stuff you're all familiar with. Incredibly thankful. Yes, this is VCLT from Uncle Wes. And it is this is his second go around on the Love Train. Now we actually talked about this, and he pulled this out like the second day. Leonard Skinner, Gold and Platinum. Of course, this is a compilation, gatefold, 2LP. Everything's on there. Crazy stuff, man. But I'm just going to keep on pulling records. Let's get this closer, man. I don't know where I'm dragging. Joe Cocker's greatest hits, still in the shrink. I don't know. There is some music playing in the background. Don't know if you'll hear it or not. Of course, Joe Cocker's got everything on it. And my uncle, he told me this the story about Joe Cocker at Woodstock doing with a little help from my friends. And he did that his crazy hand thing, all the his hand movements and gestures that he does, or did rather. Grand Funk Railroad on time. This is another great. I don't know how early it is, Grand Funk, but of course, can't be too long. Into the Sun, Heartbreaker. Did I show the back of that? Grand Funk Railroad on time. We talked a little bit about this, whether you like him or not. VC, some Jerry Lee Lewis. I didn't even catch with this live at the International in Las Vegas, and I don't even know the year of this. Had to be 60s, right? Maybe this was put out in the 70s. I don't see when it was actually in Vegas. But cool stuff. I didn't have any Jerry Lee Lewis. Classic here, even from the 80s. The Boss, Born in the USA. Everybody's familiar with this. Great stuff, great stuff. Cover Me, Dancing in the Dark, My Hometown. And of course, the title track. Cool stuff here. Savoy Brown, Looking In. I did have the Toad, so this is my second album, Savoy Brown in the collection. The gatefold, cool artwork and cover. And I have listened to all these, but I cannot tell you exactly what's what. We're gonna keep going. It's gonna keep rolling. The Amboy Dukes Journey to the Center of the Mind. The Nuge, little Detroit City. This, whatever this is, 67. Classic record. Glad to get this in the collection, man. This was on the want list. Journey to the Center of the Mind. The whole side, too, is, I guess, the beginning when everybody was doing their psychedelia, whether they were calling it psychedelia or not. Kick ass, the Animals, Animal Tracks. This record, We Got to Get Out of This Place, Vietnam Staple. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood is on here also. Great record. I think Uncle Wes told me this is one of his favorite Animals record too. So thank you again. Just handing over. Even I thought hey, some stuff I'm not going to listen to no more here. Let the Zonkman have it. He's handing over some of his favorite records. Blowing my mind. Wow. Here's something else we talked about. Buddy Holly lives. I did not have any Buddy Holly. Of course, this is some like 1978 comp, still in the shrink, but it's got everything on there. Gone too soon, Buddy Holly. Chicago. Let's see. The last grouping, I think, I got Chicago Transit Authority. So this continues my Chicago, and I've got some other Chicagos in there, early stuff, and later stuff that maybe the VC doesn't care for so much. And this is the greatest hits. I'm trying to get my Roman numerals right. Chicago 9, number 9, greatest hits. Good stuff in there. Keeps rolling. More greatest hits. The James Gang, 16 greatest hits. This is actually, it's not a gatefold, but it is 2 LPs. Everything is on there, good stuff. Woman, Funk number 49. I always forget what Funk number 48. Both of them are on there. You dig? Great stuff. Great stuff. James Gang. It's heating up even more. Jefferson Airplane, 2400 Fulton Street. Of course, this is a 2-disc comp. Gatefold. Cool stuff. And it has all it broken down. The beginnings, the psychedelia, revolution, and aircraft parts, airplane parts. Of course, volunteers, White Rabbit, Somebody in Love, all that good stuff is on here. Keeps heating up. It's getting hotter. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Confrontation. This is a posthumous release. Few years after his death, I think this is 83. Buffalo Soldier is on this. Killer record. And at this point of the trip, I did not have any Marley. I'm gonna have to do another video because that has changed. Gotta have all the Bob Marley and the Wailers. Cream, just really gears. Good stuff. This is I want to say it's an early 80s BMG maybe release, so that's why it's not this has a shiny, no, Wheels of Fire has a shiny cover. This has some crazy cover too. I forget but this is just regular printed cream, man, still classic stuff, man. Everything is on here. Strange Brew, Sunshine Love. You guys know all that. I don't have to talk about. Keep going. Deep Purple, Shades of Deep Purple, still in the shrink. So yeah, I've got Machine Head. What is that one? Who do we think we are? Made in Japan. I've got a few Deep Purple, so this adds to that too, man. Awesome, thank you. Shades of Deep Purple. That's actually a great album too. And then we get into Uncle Wes's favorite is Neil Young. So when I see these in there, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? This is Neil Young records, man. Um, why are you? I was like, man, I'm blown away. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I will listen to this. This is a 12-inch single, sample and hold. This is Neil Young in the early 80s, the Geffen years. Of course, whatever's on there. A dance remix, a sample and hold, a dance remix of some Neil Young. But yes, that's on here. And then Mr. Soul, and then the album version. And I do have this album. It came off of the Trans album, which was kind of out there for Neil Young at the time. Um, I forget that he did. I forget what band he was working with. Made some crazy movie with the Talking Heads or somebody. You guys can correct me if I'm screwing that up. But yeah, he was kind of off on this tangent in the early '80s, and we're going to continue more Neil Young. Russ Never Sleeps in the Shrink. Man, I couldn't believe this. Another awesome record. Of course, it's a live record. My Hey Hey is on here, and I can't even think of some of the others. But anyway, killer Neil Young, man. And it doesn't stop. I'm like, wow, we even talked about the little trilogy of records on the beach, Time Fades Away, and I think it's Zuma's, those three that are kind of maybe not the easiest to get or something. Um, but this is his old copy from 73. Yes, 73, this top load deal. Cool stuff, man. Let's see. Reprise, whatever. Before the little Warner Brother logos on the around the center of the or the edge of the label. Excuse me. And we're about done, but we're about to blow it out of the water. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are you experienced? In stereo, 1967. We'll show a label on this deal too. Same thing. Reprise. That is the orange and tan. Of course, everybody knows this. This is now my go-to copy. Thank you, Uncle Wes. Awesome. And actually, I did not have a copy of this record. And he says, this is my copy of my record when I bought in June of 1967. And it's been played hundreds of times. Hopefully, there's no skips and loops for you. And it is Sgt. Pepper's Beatles. No need to talk about this album. And this is a US mono copy, I believe. It is not stereo. I'm pretty sure this is a mono. The Hendrix was a stereo. This is a mono copy. Killer stuff, man. You could see, well worn. Still love it, man. Here is my copy of Sgt. Pepper's Beatles. Thank you again. Awesome. So yeah, that's what I got. Huge bundle of VCLT from Uncle Wes. My trip, add a little bit about in there. Something I don't really talk about on the VC or whatever, but I am adopted. And the other part of this trip was to meet my birth mom. She had contacted me right at the beginning of this craziness, back in right around March when all this craziness started at the beginning of this year. Um, and I finally got to go and meet face to face. Granted, now with technology, there is FaceTime calls and Zoom calls and emails and social media and everything else that's instant, where you're not waiting for letters or sending pictures and stuff like that. Um, so totally blown away. Everything went great. I got to meet my birth mom, and she was, of course, also in Iowa. Not actually was about an hour from where my uncle lived, but not to get too much into that. Everything was great with that story. Boom, here you go. Now I have another sister, another nephew, um, so more family to spread the love. So that was a great trip. I did only get to spend. It was too short. Only got to spend a long weekend. Basically, we made a long weekend, like 4 days, and that was all. Excuse me, all that we got to stick around. But even my sister Angela, she's joined the VCLT love train. Hers is discs, and I'm only showing actually a sample. But she's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna, I'm not. I don't even listen to my CDs anymore. Do you want any of them?" When this Zonkman talks about he has crazy about all this music. So even my sister was just like, "Boom, go through, and here's some stuff I'm going to show. I'm not showing all of it that I got. Creed, Weathered, Scott Stapp, of course, was the lead singer for Creed. The Great Divide, some Alter Bridge, Fortress." Alter Bridge 3, boom. Show some Breaking Benjamin, Saturate, and the best of Breaking Benjamin. Man, great stuff. That is just a sample of some other stuff. There was some hair metal in there too, like some Poison, some Cinderella. I just didn't pull everything out. And she was a huge, or is, huge Celine Dion fan. And I grabbed the whole stack of CDs. I was like, she did say, "Oh, I'm going to hold on to these couple of CDs that I don't want. I'm not ready to give up yet." So I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine." But I grabbed the whole Celine Dion collection that she had, and I've listened to half of it right now. So I still have some more discs to go. But yes, the Zonkman has listened to Celine Dion, the whatever that crazy song was from the Titanic, and all her hits, because it's all albums and greatest hits and like live in Vegas, all that stuff. All right, I'm running kind of long. I didn't mean to go that long. VC, I hope everybody's doing good out there. The Zonkman's doing good, alive and well. Had a great trip to Iowa, and I am going to be more consistent with some videos. Of course, today was RSD Drop 3, and I'm going to show some stuff uh, from that this weekend. Need to show some other digging with some other guys in the VC. Had some VC meetups and stuff. So until next time, man, uh, you guys have fun. Keep spinning and listen to that music. And namaste.